Hello. Is the sound okay? You hear me well? Clarissa, you hear me well?
Yeah,
Yes,
I can hear
everybody hears?
you.
Okay, wonderful. Great. So let's get started. Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here today. I wanted to thank you for attending to this event. I'm Rafael Bernat. I'm a senior sales manager at Hollyfirm. I joined the company 1 year ago already. Time flies, and I'm managing different territories in the Europe, but also we are expanding to new areas in the world. And I'm happy to contribute to this evolution of this company. And here with me is Clarissa. Hello, Clarissa.
Hi everyone. I'm Clarissa. I'm the formulation chemist at Holofirm. So day to day, I'm gathering data about the sophorolipids, and I'm also part of the customer technical support team. So we help customers to create brand new formulations using the sophorolipids or redevelop existing formulations in line for sort of future trends. So yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Okay, great. So today we are pleased to bring to this presentation, to this webinar, a mix of interesting and very special news. We will share new data we have generated in our lab, new formulas also that you don't know yet, and some news about the evolution of the company Hollyfirm in personal care and a bit in other markets. Okay. So, well, we hope these presentations won't exceed 45 minutes. So we will have also some time for questions and answers. In the meantime, you can write your questions in the chat during this presentation if you like, but also you can formulate your questions and comments at the end of the talk so we can, yeah, answer them and discuss about it. So this is today's agenda. We will start with a quick refresher on Hollyfriend Sophorolipids, and then we'll dive into five pillars that are shaping the personal care landscape, which are sustainability, high performance hair care, skin minimalism, neurocosmetics, and biotechnology. So these are the pillars that we have identified that are relevant in this 2026 and will guide us in also presenting the information we hope you find interesting. Uh, then we will finish the webinar with some questions and answers, okay? So let's get started. First, as you know, we have been manufacturing uh, sophorolipids under ISO standards for several years now. Uh, in very short time since the foundation of the company, we are already currently shipping them all over the world, and we are present in more than 50 countries already. So our current capacity uh, is expanding. We have recently accepted an expansion that is underway, and this will give us 2.5 kilotons per year during this 2026. So uh, yes, we are growing at uh, very fast. So one of the differentiation factors of our products is that we offer two versions of this ingredient. You can see here the basic structure of the sophorolipids. We have a glycolipid that is form of a fatty acid bonded to a disaccharide that is sophorose. So that's the name of sophrolipid. So one of the two versions we have is the so-called HF, which is the acidic form or hydrolyzed form, and that is without any bond. And then we have also the lactonic form, that is a closed ring. Okay, so although these two forms are synthesized naturally, they are mostly done at 50% each. Our process allow us to enrich one versus the other. These forms, they have similar appearance as you can see, but they also have slightly different properties, like for example the HLB values, which are 11 for LF or 17.8 for HF. And this is giving us a greater versatility when we are formulating with them. Another differentiating factor is the active content we have. These ingredients are at 60% of active content, which is also good because we have a product with a little water and 2 years of stability without the need of any preservative, making these ingredients 100% natural. And last is worth highlighting that sophorolipids are ultra soft, non-toxic, and comply with a large number of certifications and standards demanded by the market, as you can see on the right side. Well, from the commercial and marketing perspective, soon after we started the promotion of our sophorolipids range, we realized that sustainability as the only argument, it's important, but it's not enough. So we decided to focus on generating information, data, and studies that can support us in demonstrating the effectiveness or other synergies in different applications for these ingredients. So most of the data we generated reinforce these three main blocks or three main claims. The improved cleaning while the product remains being gentle to skin, eyes, and surfaces. Also, multifunctional is a versatile ingredient uh, good for solubilizing and emulsifying, but with multiple applications too, and also easy to formulate primarily because it is effective at low concentrations. Okay, so all science we are showing are based on what we will show are based on internal and third-party data. We may not show all the details straight today, but of course the data are available for you if you request them. Now, well, after this kind of refresher, we are happy to share with you our vision of the personal care market. Today, I won't just would like to talk about just trends in cosmetics, but I would like to talk about the shift that is happening in the human experience. By 2026, beauty has moved from well beyond the surface. Let's say we have entered a new era of modern longevity. We have AI-driven diagnostics. We have technology-driven personalization. Consumers then no longer want a product that simply is masking a problem. They want a solution that also aligns with their personal values, their biological health, and the planet's future. So today, what we have collected and we are going to explore is 5 pillars that are shaping this landscape in personal care. And we will start with the first one, which is about sustainability, of course. So what we see in sustainability in cosmetics is that it is moving. It is moving from a simple green claims to stricter accountability and system-wide impact. So what's the meaning of this? The focus is no longer just on the final bottle, but in the entire life cycle of the product. So the term I would highlight for this 2026 is regenerative sourcing. We are moving from the clean beauty concept to something deeper. Today's cosmetic solutions must be locally sourced and meet many rigorous standards like Cosmos, Natural, Vegan, Ecolabel, Lipin Bunny, etc., etc., etc. So why? Why is that? Because now the market is being led by younger generations that demand transparency and integrity. They understand that a product's footprint is just as important as the performance. So the positive point of this is that this demand, this need is driving innovation. We are now marrying sustainable sourcing with high-level functional benefits, like for example, improving skin cellular metrics or reducing cellular senescence. So, in addition, regulatory standards are also tightening, demanding total transparency in labeling, and we have to see this as an opportunity. It's forcing us to reconcile luxury with sustainability, proving that a premium product, a top product can and must be eco-friendly. So for Holyfirm, sustainability is our foundation, of course, and even though our business model and product is, let's say, kind of at high level, at top of sustainability, we consider still have room for improvement. And now our main focus is in the sense of the scope 3. and our value chain. We are targeting a carbon footprint of net zero scope 3. And indeed, following this roadmap to circularity, the news here is that we have recently demonstrated successful manufacture of circular surfactants, biosurfactants, using waste carbohydrates and waste oil. So we can use non-food competitive feedstocks for our production, and we have already tested side streams in collaboration with large manufacturers in the UK and the EU as well. So we are now open and invite conversation with customers to explore further about these collaborations. So now we are happy to share with you a success case and a nice formula that are incorporating circular sophorolipids. Can you please, Clarissa, tell us about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so this is a product that's already on the market using the sophorolipids, the circular sophorolipids. This is Andu's shampoo bars. So these bars already used holoferm sophorolipids. But since we were able to obtain a circular sopholipid, Andu were really keen to incorporate into their bars. So these bars are travel friendly, of course, taking care of the scalp microbiome, and the low impact ingredients make this such a high impact product. So the link is there. I would recommend checking them out. And if you'd like to include a circular sopholipid into your products, we have samples available, and would very much like to have that conversation with you. And I've created an example formulation, which can show how you could use the sophorolipids. So this is a circular hand soap, and we've incorporated the circular sopholipid at 10% weight in this formulation. So the whole point of this being a hand soap is it's a mass-produced formulation type, which means that it has a maximum impact on the market. It's 99% natural. It could be 100% natural if you wanted it to be. And a lot of our customers, when using the sophorolipids, also like to make claims on their packaging around reduction of carbon, reduction of CO2. So this is a claim that you could also make with this formulation, as well as improved rinsability, so saving water, and we have so much feedback about the skin feeling so much better after washing your hands with the sophorolipids. So yes, it's a great formulation.
Oh, thank you, Clarissa. So now let's move to pillar 2, that is multifunctionality and minimalism. So the days of the 10-step K-beauty routines are fading in the West. We have entered the age of skinimalism or skip girl. This trend originated as a reaction to these complex and over-consumerist skincare routines, and it also gained popularity through platforms like Pinterest and TikTok that are accelerating everything. It is mostly driven by lifestyle, sustainability, budget consciousness, and skin fatigue. And this trend is about using fewer, higher quality products that deliver multiple benefits. So you can think of hybrid products like serum foundations that provide coverage while delivering active skincare, or an hybrid sunscreen that can act as a serum, moisturizer, and protector in just one. A key driver here is a simplified ink list. Consumers trust brands that use fewer ingredients because they believe they are more efficient, and also it reduces the risk of irritation. And from a corporate perspective, this is kind of a game changer because it simplifies the logistics, the handling, and the production. Well, Holifen biosurfactants are the perfect fit for this trend. Their inherent multifunctionality allows us to create powerful, minimalistic formulas that do more with less. So starting from their basic physicochemical properties, the sophorolipids, of the sophorolipids, what we did is to test them as solubilizers. So a good solubilizer can be crucial for your formula, acting as a molecular bridge. They can allow you to blend your ingredients and keep them evenly dispersed, and it can boost the viability and the efficacy and improve as well the sensorial experience. So this study you may have seen already has generated much interest because it shows that the amount of active needed to solubilize these essential oils at 0.5% is much lower than with our sophorolipids that when you require with other solvents, solubilizers, like for example polysorbate 20. And in some cases, it's also lower than, for example, the PG40 or the olive 10. Okay, so therefore here we are replacing or have the possibility to replace a synthetic product with a natural product, and sometimes even at lower concentrations. So we have additional similar data for solubilizing fragrances, and also these results are also applicable to other liposoluble compounds like sun filters or any other formulation challenge that you may face. So this versatility in solubilizing is useful, very useful, especially in personal care market where because of the different and the wide variety of formulation types that are in the market, right, or being developed. Also, here I would like to share with you information about. We would like to share with you information about the superb emulsifying properties of our sophorolipids. And right, Clarissa, here you can take this.
Yes, absolutely. So, just touching briefly back on the solubilization, it's one of the things that I enjoy the most about the sophorolipids. It's a really great application, and it's something where you can just swap in the sophorolipids as well. So if you've got something like a pillow mist where you're using polysorbate 20, you can just put the sophorolipids in, you can reduce the amount required, and you could take that formulation to 100% natural, as well as all of the other benefits. So yes, get in touch about solubilization. It's a great property of the sophorolipids. And similarly with the emulsions, with HF and LF having different HLBs, it allows you to tune the required HLB of the emulsion. So a tool that I really enjoy using is the HLB calculator. I'm sure you have felt my pain in the past of trying to work out and match to the required HLB of your system, but I've come across this really great tool and had the sophorolipids added to it. So you can, on the left-hand side, add in all of your oils and waxes, and then it calculates the required HLB based on the ratios. And then on the right-hand side, you can add in your emulsifiers to match. So in this example, we've got argan oil and beeswax, which when combined together make a required HLB of 11.67. We know that LF has a HLB of 11, LF has 11. So we need to take this up slightly. So you can see here on the left, I've added 0.5% of our HF as well. And when the proposed HLB and required HLB are both green, you've found a match. So obviously you can make this far more complex, and it's great for some really complex oil systems. So that is a tool that I was excited to share with you. And onto the skinimalism as well. As Raphael mentioned, because the sophorolipids are so multifunctional, they can wear the hats of many ingredients in one in the formulation, which means that you can reduce your INCI list, get a really nice clean INCI list. So this is an example of a project that I had to replicate a market cleanser. This cleanser had 16 ingredients of all sorts of long and complicated names. And I formulated the Holosurf gel cleanser, which has only 5 ingredients, using LF for the amazing cleansing, and obviously this cleanser outperformed the market cleanser as well. So it's got a really great texture and it's 100% natural.
Thank you, Clarissa. Amazing. That was a clear example of how formulas can be driven to minimalism thanks to the multifunctional capacity of these products. Now, let's move to pillar 3, which is the hair care revolution. So, hair care is officially the top 3 fastest growing category in beauty. For this reason, we are today dedicating a bit more time to this, and also we are running a campaign during in cosmetics. And this is also because we believe our sophorolipids have much to contribute in hair care. So hair care, as you may know, has changed and evolved significantly during the last years. It is no longer about simple washing. Recently, it is even more. It's about resilient beauty, the ability to kind of recover and strengthen your hair in a world that is always on the go. So also very much related to what we have seen before about the multifunctionality, the data for hair care are striking. In the UK, more than one third of the people asked of consumers prefer to choose products that have an instant effect. And in the US, more than 85% of them, the question people have say that they want a routine to be as fast as possible. So this request has created a massive demand of dual purpose products, formulas that can provide hydration and damage repair while simultaneously acting as a styling agent or a heat protector. So speed and strength are the new hair care, currency. So on top of that, we continue seeing skinification of hair. Consumers are looking for skincare inspired ingredients like hyaluronic acid, botanical moisturizers, and also the free form claims to strengthen and nourish the hair from the scalp up. So we here at Holifirm have investigated widely the use of the sophorolipids in hair care applications, and some of the data we are going to share today is fresh from the oven, and an anticipation of what you will see in cosmetics. And starting from their properties as tensioactives, we have seen a superior cleansing on both hair surface and also in cortex in comparison to SLES. So this is happening in both our forms, or HF and LF form, and we are reaching the cleaning levels of the virgin, non-dirty, and washed stressed. Okay. In addition to cleaning, we found sophorolipids having good conditioning properties. You can see here. So we are reducing frizz, increasing manageability, shine, and repair. And in fact, it is currently possible to replace the trimmonium chloride in conditionings, and we are able with that to reduce the cost of the formula. Altogether, in conclusion, these data are opening the possibility of creating two-in-one formulas like shower gel and shampoo and conditioner, and also Cosmos approved sulfate-free or polyquat-free alternatives. More recently, and this is newer data, Clarissa will show new studies. Please go ahead, Clarissa.
Yeah, so this is a dye retention study that I undertook in the lab last year, where I had bleached blonde hair, which was then dyed with red hair dye. And I spent a month washing every hair every day, and with each shampoo using the different surfactants. And yeah, we got some really great data, and it was visible from day one, showing that the SLES, of course, removed the most dye from the hair, followed by decylglucoside, and the sophorolipids were able to retain the dye much more on the hair, which is really great. It puts us in a position for color protect shampoos, and also for use alongside of home dye kits, to be recommended for customers using those. And interestingly, after the study, I checked out the hair under the microscope, and we could see the damage on the hair that had been treated with the SLES, this porosity, and also what I think is retained SLES on the hair as well, because it's very difficult to rinse out and causes buildup, whereas the Sophorolipid washed hair was in much better condition. So that was a really great study. And off the back of that, we've been on a bit of a hair care mission recently. Um, if we go to the next slide here. So we've been looking at some more cleansing data on sort of hair built up with sebum. So we've loaded some virgin hair with artificial sebum, which was coloured with a dye. We then washed each hair. Of course, this was done in triplicate with each shampoo. And we wanted to use some shampoos that we already have in our repertoire against some shampoos that are on the market. So we wanted to compare against a sulfate-free shampoo, but also against a traditional SLES Cat B chassis. And we used our Holophane baby shampoo, our The shampoo, which is my favorite shampoo, and a shampoo which is a traditional chassis where we've gone in and partially replaced some of the anionic with HF, which we know gives us great cleaning and improves the condition of hair as well. So yeah, the results speak for themselves here. Of course, we have excellent cleaning with the shampoo and the traditional HF shampoo. Our baby shampoo, I was really happy with this result because to achieve this level of cleaning without that SLES Cat B chassis, while very similar to the market baby shampoo, which is this SLES Cat B chassis. And RHF, as we know, is ultra mild. So it's great for that everyday cleaning, but for a more in-depth clean to remove things like pollution or product buildup, the shampoo is a great sulfate-free option. And on to the next slide. When we then looked at the foam, this is a bit of a slide about myth busting. A lot of people will say that you can't achieve the same level of foam with biosurfactants, and we're here to prove you wrong, that actually our baby shampoo achieved higher foam than the market baby shampoo at 0.2%. So that was a really exciting result. And also the shampoo, which is our sulfate-free shampoo, achieved higher foam than the market sulfate-free shampoo, which is slightly blurred there, but you might be able to make out the bottle. And this sells for about £30. It's a very popular sulfate-free shampoo. And our The shampoo is about £1 a kilo to make because of that multifunctionality and amazing cleaning from the Sophorolipids. So yeah, of course, we've got increased natural content, improved mildness, scalp care, and that suitability for pets and children, with us being the mildest on the market for skin and eyes as well. So I love these formulations, and there are many more on the website as well. And on the hair care theme, I thought I'd introduce this scalp serum. We are microbiome friendly for the scalp as well, and you can see that from these images on the left, where this was an external trial, where after 21 days, a scalp that was previously unhealthy and oily was then hydrated and visibly much healthier. And a formulation example for this is my scalp serum, which is a 5% urea scalp serum, where the HF here is contributing to the barrier and the microbiome of the scalp. It's also solubilizing the rosemary and ginger essential oils, which are going to promote the blood circulation in the scalp as well and help its health. And of course, the formulation is 100% natural, and I have used it myself. It's a great formulation.
Right. Thank you, Clarissa. So we believe this new data which is amazing, will reinforce our position in hair care. Now let's move into perhaps the most human pillar, neurocosmetics and social wellness. So the data is clear. 63% of our consumers now desire multisensorial experiences. They don't just want to look better, they want to feel better. We are entering the wall of the skin-brain axis, and in 2026 is the year of neuroactives and smart peptides that can interact with the skin's nervous system. These products are designed to mitigate the visible effects of stress like inflammation and redness, and literally are improving the user's mood through the texture and the aroma. And the trends goes deeper than the individual as well. We are now seeing social health as a clinical biomarker, since experience now, the science has experienced that the social connection is as vital to longevity as diet or exercise. And we as a beauty professional, our role is now to create products that can foster the sense of purpose and the connection, treating social isolation with the same urgency as we treat oxidative stress. So we can focus on creating emotional cosmetics, textures, and aromas that turn a daily routine into a multisensory experience of well-being. In this regard, I wanted to highlight the sophrolipids because how they can provide sensorial experience in different ways. First, as we have mentioned previously, they are super soft and they are the least irritating surfactants. But this also applies to eye irritation. This study shows how the sophorolipids are the gentlest in relation to eye irritation. And this opens the possibility of the use in baby care products, pet care as well, and for sensitive skin, which definitely will improve the quality of life for families as well. No tears, no stress. And on the other hand, we have seen that the formulas incorporating the sophorolipids are improving the healthy appearance of skin, as you can see here, which also, of course, is contributing to the user's well-being. And we have more nice stories and examples of formulas that we are going to share with you. And they are all very nice sensorial experience. So please, Clarissa, can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so this is a little success story from a holly baby last year, where the baby was suffering with some quite irritating cradle cap, and yeah, his dad asked me to come up with a formulation that could help. So I've made a nice sort of cradle cap baby balm, which was applied to the baby's head for a month, and this was the result. So, of course, great feedback that it had improved the family's life and evenings, because the baby was no longer suffering with this irritation. And on to more of a sensory formulation. This is our lip plumper formulations. I'm a big fan of lip plumpers, and the girls in the office were asking me to come up with one of these for a while. And yeah, so the LF in this formulation is solubilizing the peppermint oil, which is contributing to that plumpness in the lips. And the sophrolipids are also known to improve the delivery of actives, and the active in this case is the spilanthes, which is giving that tingly sensation and giving that plumping. By having the sophrolipids in there as well, we're reducing that irritation potential. And because the sophrolipids are known to have antibacterial properties, it's also great for the lip area, for people who might struggle with cold sores and things like that in the winter weather, and obviously such a high natural content as well. Another sensory formulation. This serum I created with the Korean market in mind. It's very, very smooth, and this is down to a few things. The glycerol capillate, which is helping with the preservation, but also the feel of the formulation, and the amazing silk peptides. Which are in phase A there. And these are really, really great for smoothing. It's got a really lovely slide and glide over the skin. And the sophrolipids here are helping with the emulsification and hydration and solubilization, and of course, overall skin health and well-being as well.
Well, these formulas definitely look like a wonderful sensorial experience. Hope you have the opportunity to try yourselves to feel them on your skin soon. And now let's introduce pillar number 5, biotechnology and the microbiome. Big words. But yeah, well, biotechnology is the brain of our industry and also how we are able to achieve everything we are sharing, everything we are seeing that is going to happen. So if you had the chance to attend the latest IFSCC Congress that was in Cannes, you could already see that fermentation, postbiotics, cell culture, these are no longer like niche technologies. These are already supporting what we call the advanced cosmetics. Now, biodesign ingredients often are able to surpass their natural equivalents in purity and stability. And this also allows, very importantly, total sustainability. But, well, here what I also find very striking is this interplay between uh, biotech and our own microbiome and this connection. In 2026, we view we can see the skin as a living ecosystem. Biotechnology is now, the biotechnology with their tools are now allowing us to analyze, manipulate, and enhance the skin microorganisms communities that will improve our skin health. We aren't just iterating anymore. We are using prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, symbiotics, acting as biological mediators to ensure that these ecosystems are resilient against external aggressors. And now we are going a step further because by understanding the interplay between skin microbiome, the brain axis, and emotional states like sleep and stress, we are creating products that are really personalized and that will help us achieve what we are all looking for, this such desire, well-being, and happiness. And yeah, well, maybe perhaps you've noticed I still haven't mentioned or barely mentioned artificial intelligence. Well, maybe because it's everywhere, it's ubiquitous these days. But I do believe that for these applications and role, uh, it is really artificial intelligence what is going to be relevant. It's going to play a major role. And this is because, this all requires a great um, capacity to integrate many different disciplines like microbiology, biotechnology, physiology, psychology, and also all this together with um, using huge amounts of data that we are constantly generating now. So currently, I believe we're just starting. We are just starting to understand a bit of all these complex connections and interplays. And for our sophorolipids, we are finding out that they are capable of somehow interfering and mediate bacterial growth, which opens opportunities to applications like oral care, for example. But also, we are discovering synergistic actions with probiotics for other applications as well, like home care or agriculture. So, in relation to the skin and the skin microbiome, we conducted this My Microbiome analysis through this organization, My Microbiome. This is an independent platform and they publish their data on their website. And they analyze the behavior of different microorganisms in the skin and they generate a factor or a score that goes from 1 to 4. So you have a score of 2 or lower, you are microbiome friendly. Okay, so for both holy sulfur ingredients, we have the microbiome friendly classification. Our HF is got a score of 1.6, and the LF is got a value of 2. So the fact that a surfactant is classified as microbiome friendly is quite exceptional, and only a few cases have it. Okay. In the case of the LF, in addition, we are seeing this nice reduction of the microorganism C. acnes, directly related to the development of acne. So this form, LF, makes a good candidate for inclusion in formulations for acne-prone skin. And we also have seen results regarding the sebum removal, but also sebum control, so that those data will reinforce further this application. And in general, these results indicate that these biosurfactants are excellent candidates for formulations suitable for sensitive skin. As you know, many sensitive reactions are often linked to dysbiosis or alterations of the skin microbiome balance. And considering all this, Clarissa is going to introduce you a new formula today.
Yeah, so Raphael's very right there that often these skin issues can come from this imbalance, and the skin has this natural barrier and the natural flora, which is like a protective layer over the skin, like a glove. And when you start to get holes in this layer, the skin can go into overdrive, trying to work out how to replenish itself, how to achieve that balance again. And this can lead to dryness, redness, overproduction of sebum, and things like this. But by using the sophorolipids, we can achieve that balance again and allow the skin to behave how it's supposed to. So this is a great formulation, my balancing micellar water. I'm using the LF here for its exceptional cleansing. We know how good it is at cleansing. And it's also solubilizing the tea tree essential oil, which we all know is really good for breakout prone skin types as well. Of course, the LF reduces the population of C. acnes. It's been used in quite a number of anti-acne cleansers. But it's not only for oily skin types, this is also for normal skin types, to maintain the skin barrier, reduce the irritation. And if you're using this to remove your eye makeup, we are kind to eyes as well. So yeah, another lovely formulation.
Thank you, Clarissa. I just mentioned before, another potential application of our sophorolipids is in oral care. And well, there are several references in the scientific literature, including our own article, that show their capacity to inhibit microorganisms' growth and biofilm formation. So it makes it a safe and effective alternative to traditional surfactants used in oral care. And since they are exceptionally mild, they do not irritate the mucous membranes at the concentrations of use, and their excellent solubilization properties and the low bitterness of these ingredients can easily be managed in formulations. And as an example, Kaisa is bringing you a novel formula she's developed.
Yes, I'm really into oral care at the moment. I think this market has been stagnant for such a long time, and finally, some new formulations and new ways of formulating oral care products are coming onto the market, and I'm excited for Holoferm to be a part of that. We have a number of toothpastes on the market, and we've got a very exciting one coming up as well. So keep an eye out for that and come and chat with us at Incos or reach out via the website. But here is a formulation for a natural mouthwash tablet, which contains 6% of our LF, which is functioning as a binder. It's solubilizing the peppermint essential oil. It's cleansing. A lot of mouthwash tablets on the market don't have a surfactant in there, which is baffling to me, but here we're offering that cleansing element as well, a little bit of foam, and of course that anti-biofilm, so you feel fresher for longer, and you can prevent that plaque from coming back, and you can really feel that after using the sophorolipids in these products. And it's 100% natural. I have a small video here of it effervescing, if you can play that, Raphael. There we go. So yeah, you take this with you, and maybe you want to freshen your breath before a meeting. And yeah, you can just add that to some water and have a go.
Nice. So you can see how it's dissolving in here. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. So you saw we can balance our oral floral with nice formulas as well. And yeah, that was the last section of our 5 pillars of today. I wanted to conclude this part by inviting you to sit down and chat to explore development and collaboration options together. And this way we can continue expanding the applications of our biosurfactants in the industry. And yeah, now maybe we could check if we have any questions from the audience. Let's move to the question and answers section.
Hi, yeah. So we've only got one question at the moment from the audience. If there's anybody else that's got questions, please put them in the chat. We'll be happy to answer them. Justina is an independent cosmetic product development chemist, and her clients are always conscious when it comes to formulation and cleansing products, and they're very conscious about cost in particular. So what she's asking about MOQ and cost of surfactants, and I guess more broadly about how they compare to incumbents on the market.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So I'll take the sort of cleansing and cost in use part, and then Raphael can talk about the MOQs. But time after time, we see the sophorolipids providing enhanced cleaning, which means that you can use less of it in the formulation. So you do see that cost saving time and time again. It depends on the formulation. Sometimes there's a lot more cost saving to be had, especially in the case of things like micellar waters and high impact makeup removers. I think because they are just so good at cleaning and can fill those many roles, as we've mentioned. So you could actually replace 2 ingredients with one by using the sophorolipids. There are many examples on the website, but as mentioned, we have the customer technical support team. So if you have any customers in particular or any formulations in particular, please let us know, and I'd be happy to talk through how we can get that cost in use with those formulations.
thank you, Clarissa. To add into this, well, it depends. It varies depending on the territories, but our MEQ in general, I would say, is 20 kgs. We have 2,200 and IVCs of 1,000, and in some territories we can even supply at MEQ of 5 because we have also the 5 kg formats. And about costs in general and HoloFrame's strategy. So HoloFrame uh, enter into those development projects only if we appreciate or we find that we can really reach the market and not competing against the other biosurfactants, but really competing against the traditional ones. We have two main projects. We run two main projects. One of them is already kind of almost finalized, which is in relation to cost reduction, and the other one is why the commercial team is growing. We are increasing our production capacities by entering into the market. So as soon as those projects are advancing, we are really getting more and more competitive, and we are going to be able to match costs to APGs. But in many of the cases, as Clarissa shown, we are needing less amount of active. So now we are already, it's a reality that we can replace many of those surfactants and the cost of formula is positive. So let's hope this uh, answers your question.
Thanks for that, guys. We've had a question from Jonathan, who's asking about validating claims that sophorolipids offer less disruption to disulfide bonds in keratin. He wants to be able to claim that hair strengthening, structural integrity improvements can be made using sophorolipids in hair formulations.
Yeah, thank you. So unfortunately, sophrolipids, as you know, are very, very new. So a lot of the time we can obtain this data. We have lots of data from third parties on comb friction reduction and actively hair being strengthened. And I've seen this myself when doing tensile strength assessments recently. But unfortunately, the chemistry is so new, we don't actually know how this is working from a chemical perspective, which is interesting. So these are all the things that we are working every day to discover and actively partnering up with other companies to try and discover exactly how that's working. But yeah, again, please reach out for any more of the hair data. At the end of the day, we can always test the formulations and say this formulation definitely strengthens the hair. So that would kind of be the angle that we'd be going for at the moment.
Perfect, thank you. And Stuart asks, are there any plans to develop anti-acne products with the data you got from the microbiome studies? And further to that, were the microbiome studies performed as monocultures or in co-cultures with microbes?
Okay, so yeah, we have the anti-acne sort of evidence, but of course, acne is considered a medical claim. So although we've been used in formulations on the market which are anti-acne and make this claim, these companies have actually found that they could use less of the anti-acne actives that they were previously using by bolstering it with the LF. But from a company perspective, we can't actually state that LF is anti-acne. All we can state is the truth of the data that it reduces the population of C. acnes, but we do welcome customers to use it in anti-acne formulations. Regarding whether it was a monoculture, I'm not actually completely sure on that. Do you know, Raphael? And if not, I'll pop back into the report from my microbiome and find out for you.
Yes, I think the protocols that my microbiome are doing are monocultures, but we can refresh on that. We can see what the kind of studies details because they have everything available for everybody to check. The protocols are available. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Matikainen asks about the odor of our sophorolipids and using them in fragrance-free products. Because they're fermented, do they have a specific vinegar-like odor, or what is the smell like in general?
Yeah, so they, as you correctly pointed out, they are fermented. So they do have a sort of slight acetic smell that sits on the surface. But this is in the raw material. So we find that when you then formulate with the sophrolipids, of course it depends on the product and how much you're actually using and what the other ingredients are in the formulation. But we have had many requests in the past for a fragrance-free formulation that smells of nothing, and we have been able to achieve this by using certain ingredients, ingredients like farnesol to deodorize and other ingredients that might smell like phenyl alcohol or cocoa butter. So yes, it's possible. It's absolutely possible to make this odorless. A lot of people are maybe thrown off by the smell of the raw ingredient, but then as soon as you smell a finished product, you'll see as an example that it no longer remains.
Thank you. And another question about purification steps and the presence of impurities in the raw materials, which is obviously important from a regulatory compliance side of things. So do we need to purify, and are there any impurities in the raw materials?
So there are no impurities in the raw materials. So we have a very efficient production method, which is unique to Holoferm. So our product is very, very pure. It's, as you know, 60% sophorolipids, and then there's about 10% free fatty acids, and then the rest water. And the way that we produce it means that there is no need for any preservatives, as Raphael mentioned. And yeah, we can go, we have a more detailed breakdown of exactly what's in there, all the different fatty acids and things, which we'd be happy to share with you. But from a regulatory standpoint, there's no need to have any concerns.
The process is Cosmos approved, so it's a
Yes.
Cosmos approved product. Yeah, 100% natural. Yeah. ISO.
Yeah, and it's just sort of water washing after the fermentation.
Lovely. And I think we've got time for just one last question, which is what is the final product pH requirements when using surfactants? And also, where are the formulations available?
Yeah, thanks. Great question. So I have a formulation booklet which I've made as a little guide. So when you first receive your sophorolipid samples, you can go to the booklet and have all of these hints and tips, including the pH ranges. So it's a great question and affects lots of formulations. So our HF is you formulate between pH 2 and pH 12, so really, really broad. The LF we recommend for clear formulations between around 5.8 and 8. You can use it at a lower pH and it won't drop out of the formulation, but it has a slight cloud point below pH 5.8. Some customers actually like this, and it doesn't matter if it's in an opaque bottle or something like that. But for a clear formulation like a micellar water, just above pH 5.8 for that clarity. And yes, please, I've just seen something pop up about wanting samples. You can find all of our formulations on our website. There are so many, and you can also request samples of our raw ingredients on the website as well. And if you do come to In Cosmetics, we're quite unique in that we also hand out 100 ml samples of the raw ingredient that you can take away, and there's no waiting. You can take them with you.
Yeah, so perhaps just a little advertisement for Incos and what we're doing there. We've got a slide.
Yeah,
Yes,
so I'll be delivering a talk with Joanna in Paris. So yeah, please come to that. We'll be exhibiting more of the new data and some great formulation swap-ins of the sophorolipids for future formulations.
yes, you can. You're all invited to our booth 2H182, and also you can contact us and book a meeting with us, or write to info@holifriend.com, and we'll be happy to welcome you there. So this is it. We would like to thank you for joining today. Hope the information and everything we have shared was nice, and we are happy to see you soon again. Thank you so much for your time, and
Yeah.
let's be in touch.
Thank you.
Bye bye. See you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.